So good morning, Pallavi. How are you?
I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. So as you know, Pallavi, this is a mock interview. So
Yeah.
you don't need to be nervous. And this interview, the basic intention behind this interview is to improve your testing skills, your confidence level, so that you are able to clear the interview. You are able to clear the interview for actual interview rounds. Okay. So
Yes.
let us start with the interview questions. So can you tell me about the automation framework in which you are working?
Automation framework, page object model, I'm using, and with that, I'm sometimes I'm using TestNG. I'm using, and side by side, Cucumber. I'm learning. Not have much idea, but page object model and page factory I'm using in automation.
Okay. So can you elaborate like what are the different classes, what are the different pages that has been created? Is the automation framework created by you?
Yes, see, this is the company which I'm working. It's a small scale company. So the director itself tells you need to explore each and every thing. So we are exploring the things our own. So yes, quite familiar with certain things, but whatever the knowledge I have, it's my own. So if something is wrong, please correct me over there.
No, that's absolutely fine.
So in page object model, it's a design pattern where we design. Suppose we have an login page. So login page has a one page. Then once we log in the page, after that home page is there. We create home page also over there, and after that, suppose dashboard page is there. Suppose contact number is there. Suppose many pages, many menus are there. So we need to create each pages, and with the help of that we create one base class. Over there we need to extend all that pages in the base class. Also we are doing one abstract class, so that uh, we can hide certain things, and we can implement that what we can whatever we are model we are creating, we can extract in the base class. So in this we are using inheritance.
Mhm.
So with the help of page object model, so with that we are using in this page object model.
Okay. Okay. So let's say today the web application URL is something like HTTP localhost colon 8080. Tomorrow, if
Okay.
the URL gets changed to 9090 with the port number, so how will you
Okay.
make sure that these changes don't affect your automation much?
Okay, if URL change,
Mhm.
uh if no, don't have any
Okay.
idea
See,
about
if you
that.
get these kind of questions, so what the interviewer wants to know over here is how will you handle the variabilization or parameterization, I would say. Let's say if the
Okay.
username changes, if the URL changes. So generally in the automation framework, you would have created one config file from which you will be reading the data like URL,
Yes.
username,
Uh,
password. So you just have to tell at the time of interview that I will be just modifying those parameters in the config file and my automation will work as it is, right?
okay,
And
config file means property file you're saying.
yes, yes, absolutely. Properties
Okay.
file, it
Okay.
can be in
Okay.
the form of
Okay.
CSV or TXT, or some people are
Mm.
using XLSX. So whichever XML files, so whichever property files you are creating, those property files are so dynamic that the automation will eventually take those parameters and will run your automation. So
Okay.
you have the answer. You were knowing the answer. You would have created this kind of config file, right, in your automation framework.
Yes.
So these kind
Yes.
of
Yes. Yes.
questions can come up like this. They won't directly ask, like, have you created config file? What is the significance of
Okay.
config file? They'll ask you in this manner.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how many test cases do you automate in a day?
Test cases automated. Only one actually. Uh, yes. So because we have only one project in our hand, so whatever we write test cases, we need to automate that. And if that test cases is so suppose that test cases is automated, then we will go with the other test cases like other projects. If we don't implement first test case, then we can't go with the other test cases, means other project. So only one actually. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in an interview, you might get this kind of question also, like how many test cases do you automate in a day? Okay. So over
Okay.
there, you don't have to worry about the numbers. Like, let's say if I tell one or two, then what will he think? If I tell 10 to 20, then what will he think? Generally,
Okay.
for a software tester, it depends on the application which is under the automation, right? Sometimes the
Okay.
application is very easy. Let's say if you take an example of Facebook application, okay, there is login page, there is username, password, you just have to log in and you can check the post or the messages, like those kind of simple applications. Sometimes the application itself are very complex, okay. So
Okay.
you have to, answer in such a way, like if you will be uh, giving the answer in a diplomatic manner, like it depends on application, you should say. And if the application is simple, I can automate 2 to 5 test cases. Again, say 2 to 5. This is a range of number that is coming. I'm not telling two, I'm not telling five. I'm telling 2 to 5. Then, if the application is complex, if the application is simple, I can automate 10 to 15 test cases. If the application is complex, I can automate 2 to 5 test cases. So this kind of answers, if you give in the form of range, so you're not giving interviewer, so he won't come back with one more question on the same line. Then he will be like, okay, no, this girl is aware about it, can depend on application to application itself, right? And this is how you can answer them. Am I clear? Hello, hello, Pallavi. Am I clear? So if you have any doubts, we can discuss in the questions itself. So this will give you a more clarity also. Okay. What
Okay.
is meant by dependency in test engine?
Dependency means uh, not exact answer. I can give you this a dependency means uh, whatever the pages we are creating, according to that certain dependencies are there. So we need it's in .xml file. So we need to create we have to uh, we have to store a certain dependency in .xml file, so that our program can run simultaneously. It is clear, it is correct.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you are very much near to the answer, and I think it's a right answer. Dependency in TestNG is nothing but it's a process of making one test dependent on the another test. So, right,
Other
in the question itself, the answer is hidden. Okay,
yes.
so we by providing these dependencies in the test methods, we assure that the test method B would run only if the test method is executed first. So like B is there and it is dependent on A. So this is
Yes.
how dependency mechanism would work.
Wow.
Okay. Now let's say if I want to run the test case in my automation 3 times, 3 times consecutive test case. Same test case should run 3 times. So how will you make that happen?
3 times I have done this, but
No problem. You can
three
give it a try. Okay.
with the help of test ng.
Mhm.
uh, yes. Priority is given first and second and third, means that we can do, and simultaneously 3 times if we want, then mm,
Okay, don't worry at all. Don't get nervous. You can have a glass of water also. Okay. If you don't know the answer, it is absolutely fine.
Right now, not remembering actually.
Okay, no problem.
Yep.
So there is a
No.
parameter of invocation count in TestNG.
Yes,
Now,
yes,
if you
indeed.
write TestNG and in bracket, if you write the invocation count, you set them as 3 or you 5, so that test case will repeat for 3 or 5 times. Okay.
Five.
Now, this
Mm.
question can also come in interview in another way. Like they can ask, like my customer is there or my client is there. They are not facing some issue at the very first time. They are facing the issue at the simultaneous occurrence of third or fifth time. So how will you make sure that you automate this test case? So over there also the answer will be pertaining to invocation count only. Okay, they are just
Oh,
trying, instead of catching the ear like this, they are trying to catch hold like this. So
okay.
this is how they will try to question. Okay. Now have you heard about timeout in TestNG?
Timeout. Yes, I heard about.
Yeah. So can you tell me what is the significance of timeout in TestNG?
Uh, Timeout means uh, when we write certain when we write script, and over there if we write time out, so after certain time that script will get over,
Hmm.
means after execute after certain time that script get execute.
Okay. So you
It
mean to
is
say,
correct.
if I
uh,
write at the rate test timeout equal to 1,000, so after 1,000
Seconds.
milliseconds or 1,000 seconds, it will start executing.
Yes, after execute, yes.
Okay. So over here, there is a slight, change in the answer. Timeout is actually a parameter that defines the maximum time that a method can take for execution, right? Let's say if your web application is there and there are now a tester wants to also take the precautions against the endless execution of the test. So in that case what they will do is they'll declare the timeout parameter. Okay,
Okay.
it can be defined at the suite level as well. Okay, and it can be defined at the method level as well. So in that particular time limit your test case will get executed.
Executed.
Okay. Now, is it possible to disable a test in the test ng?
Yes.
Okay, so how will you disable a particular test?
Is disable is equals to false, we need to write
Yeah,
uh,
enabled equal
before.
to false,
Sorry, enable is equals to false, annotation, before annotation, yeah.
right? At the rate test, you will write in the bracket
Ha,
enabled equal to false.
false.
Okay. Now, what is array list and what is linked list?
What is array list and linked list?
Mhm,
Array list, in which we store a similar type of data,
mhm.
and a linked list is in which we can store similar as well as unique data as well.
Mm.
So that is the difference between array list and a linked list.
Okay. Is array list synchronized?
Yes,
Are you sure?
synchronize. Yes.
Okay. So what we'll do, we'll leave these answers of this question to the YouTube viewers who will be watching this video. So they'll have to comment out what is the difference between array list and linked list, and is
Um,
array list synchronized or not? Okay. So
so
this is a request to all the YouTube viewers who are watching this video. Okay. Now, what is checked exception?
what is check exception?
Yeah.
Oh,
In Java.
check exception, not correctly, but check exception means when we write any program, check
Mm,
exception is check whether that exception is coming or not.
right. So they are the exceptions and which are actually checked at the compile time itself.
Compile type.
So if you don't handle them, so you'll get some compilation error. Okay. Now, what are unchecked exceptions?
Unchecked exceptions means which is ignored by the compiler and the program get executed.
Right. So it won't be checked at the compile time. Okay. Even if you don't handle the exception, you won't get any compilation error. So those are unchecked exceptions. Okay.
Unchecked.
Now, you must be familiar about the various features of Java, right? Like
Yes,
based on
yes.
security, it is platform independent. So there are various features of Java. So why Java is called platform independent?
Platform independent because it can run in different operating system like Unix, Macs, Windows, OS. Each and every platform it runs that. That's why it's called platform independent.
Right, absolutely. So you can write and compile your Java program on one operating system, and you can run in another operating system. So as you
Another.
mentioned, you can write in, you can compile program in Windows and you can run it on Unix. So that is why it is called
Yes.
platform independent. Perfect answer. Okay. What is the difference between JVM, JRE, and JDK?
Okay. JVM is Java Virtual Machine, and JRE is Java Runtime Environment, and JDK is Java Development Kit. uh, uh, JVM is Java Virtual Machine, means whatever the code we write in Notepad or Eclipse. So it's compile itself, means it's the source code is there. Uh, it's compile itself, Java Virtual Machine. And JRE runtime environment. Suppose in compiler we write Java C program name .java. So that is runtime environment, Java virtual sorry Java runtime environment. JDK means whatever code we are writing in Notepad, we need to set path uh, in system.
Mhm.
So that is JDK.
Right. So JDK is actually a superset of, I would say, JRE. It will
Yes,
have
super.
JRE plus compilation features and debugging tools as well. Okay.
Yes.
Can we declare constructor as final?
Constructor as final, no.
Correct. So what if you declare the constructor as final? What will happen at that?
It will give error.
Perfect. It will give you
Yes.
compile time error.
Uh,
Okay. What is
Compile time error.
immutable object in Java?
Immutable object in Java. Uh, Immutable means you can change that particular list. You can change. Means suppose A is equals to, suppose certain data you have written over there is 1, 2, 3, 4, and immutable means after certain time if you want to change, you can change that. So
Mhm.
that is immutable.
Immutable is actually the one whose state cannot be changed once created, right?
Okay.
So you can take string object as an example of immutable object.
Okay.
Okay. So what is the difference between load testing and stress testing?
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
not getting.
What is the difference between load testing and stress testing?
You're saying load, LOAD, load.
Yeah, load testing and stress testing. The two types of
Uh,
performance testing types are there, right?
yes, performance testing. Yeah. Stress testing means suppose there is a website. Suppose we can take an Amazon website. Suppose right now there is no Diwali occasion is there, or no Ganpati occasion is there. So customer are visiting. Uh, uh, Means lightly they are visiting. Only 40, 50 customers are visiting. Suppose Ganpati season is come, and after certain time the capacity of that Amazon site is suppose we can assume that 100 customer they have. So according to capacity, 100 customers can visit over there, but suppose 101, 102, or 200 customer is visit. After certain time that site is crashed, so that is called as stress testing. Load testing, it means we are putting certain load in that website, whether that website is working fine or not. So
Mm,
that is load according to a capacity that site is working or not.
right. So load testing is testing the website within the specified limit. So let's say, for example, if any website is accepting 100 users, so you'll be testing for 10, 20, 30, and up to 100. You won't go beyond 100. While stress testing is testing the uh, performance of the website for the users beyond the limit. Okay. So load testing is within the limit, stress is beyond the limit. Okay. So
Beyond
you
the
will be
limit.
starting from 101th user itself.
Mm.
Okay. What is the difference between regression testing and retesting?
Regression and
Retesting.
retesting. Okay. Regression means changing the unchanged feature of any application without affecting the previous model. So that is called as regression testing. Retesting means suppose retesting means test the module again and again. That is retesting. Suppose if we have a login page and suppose password is not up as per the requirement, and we fix that bug over there and assign to the developer, and developer fix that bug and he correct over there, and again he assign to the tester, suppose me, and again I'm testing that a module, so that is called as retesting.
Right, right. Okay. Okay. Now, which are the different testing techniques that you will use to write the test cases?
It's equivalence partition,
Hmm.
a boundary value, all peer, error guessing, and decision table.
Okay, perfect. So many a times, they might ask what is the difference between DBA and EP directly, or they'll ask like which are
Okay.
the testing techniques or testing methodologies by which you are writing the test cases.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Now, let's say you have found out a defect, but the developer is not getting convinced with the defect. He feels like, it's a valid base, it's a proper functionality that is working. So how will you convince the developer?
If developers say this is not a bug, as per me, it is correct. So again, I will check the module, and if I found that is bug, again, after that, I will not assign to. I will not go with. I will not assign that bug to developer. I will go with the requirement. I will check the requirement and see if something is if something is missing as per the requirement, then of course I will I will go to the developer and I will tell him this is the requirement, and according to requirement I'm testing the application, and as per the requirement this is mentioned, and we need to build our software in this way, and this software is working in this manner. So developer has to agree according to the requirement.
Mhm. Okay. Now, what if it's a valid defect, but still the developer is not getting convinced?
If it is valid defect, of course I will talk with my team lead, whoever is the scrum master or team lead. I will spoke to him and I will say according to me and according to this is a defect and developer is not agree with this defect, and the senior and yes, of course I have already have written the test cases as well. So according to test cases, this is the bug, and according to requirement this is the bug. So I will spoke to my scrum master or team lead. So if he fix, then developer has to agree with that.
Right, absolutely. So you can give him you can show them the status of test case version history. Like earlier it was working, now it is not working. Okay, maybe the developer is new, so he might not be aware about the absolute exact this functional requirements or the behavior of the that particular feature. What else you can do is you can take a log file itself. Now log files are the files that are being created in the temp folder or in the public folder of the application that you are using. So you can take those log files and modify the mode to debug mode. Okay, there are modes,
Okay.
various modes in that log files. Like one mode is info mode, then is error, then debug is there. So you can change the log file mode to debug mode. You can re-execute the test case scenario. So if any exception is there coming in the code of the developer, you'll be able to see in the log file itself. Then you can take this log file directly and showcase to the developer. So he'll come to know, okay, at what particular line my exception are coming, like that. So then he won't be resisting the defect. He'll automatically get convinced with the defect, and he'll also come to know like what is the root cause and from which line it has been throwing exception and all those things. So it will be an easier fix for them.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, can you give me a high level test scenarios for e-commerce website? Let's say Amazon.com or Flipkart.com. So can you tell me the test case scenarios that you will be testing for those websites?
Scenario, first of all, I will check whether that browser is working or not. Means that browser should be open,
Mhm.
and that after that the URL should be working fine. While clicking on that URL, that page should be displayed. Suppose Amazon page should be displayed. Once the Amazon page is displayed, over there the login page, login link is there, contact link is there, and sign up is link is there. So that should be displayed in correct manner. After that, once we click on sign up or sign in link, um, that particular model will be displayed, and after that we need to log in. So that will be the scenario of the e-commerce website.
Mhm. Okay. So apart from this, then once you will be logging in, then you should be able to see all the links and all the prices along with the product details should be displayed properly. Okay, none of the links should be broken. Then company logo should be visible, like Amazon is written or Flipkart is written. Then you can verify all the text, like categories are there or product is there, price is there. Then all the description should be properly visible. Okay, then whether the search functionality is working properly or not. Okay, you can search and you can check that as well. Then you can check about the filtering parameters as well, right? Filters are available. Like let's say if you want to select a shoe of 8 size or of 9 or of 10, so those things you can check. Then whether you are able to add that product to the cart or not. If you are adding that one of the products, so earlier in the search results there were 100 products. Now if you add one or two products, so that count should increment or should decrement. Okay, it will always decrease based on how you are selecting the products. Then then there is payment gateway as well, like you'll be doing payment, so those scenarios will come based on your credit card, debit card. You can try with invalid card as one of the negative test case. You can try with a card which is not working right now, which has got expired. You can try with a card with an invalid CVV. So those are all negative test scenarios that you can do.
Negative.
So whenever they
Okay.
ask you this, scenarios, like let's say you can give me a scenarios for e-commerce website or Gmail or anything like that. So tell them both the sides. Like first, you can start with the happy part testing, the positive flow of the application, like
Okay.
positive testing, what all test cases you feel should be positively tested. Okay. Then you can take the negative test cases, like the credit card one or the debit card one, which has got expired. So these kind of test cases you can tell them. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So first positive and then negative. So
So just negative. Okay. So one thing just I want to ask, in test scenario, can we write negative as well,
yes,
or else
exactly.
we need to write the scenarios only?
No, no. You
Means
have to tell all kinds of scenarios, like positive is there, negative scenarios are there. Then what all things you
okay,
can think from the security point of view, from the performance testing point of view. Okay.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah. So these all, am I audible?
Yes, 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 sir.
Okay. So this is how the flow of the test scenarios you should take. First, you can tell about the happy path, the positive. Then you can touch to the negative. Then you can touch security. Then you can touch about the performance test scenarios. Okay. So this is how you can tell the, and you'll be able to draw more test scenarios in an interview as well if you go like this.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. So Pallavi, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
no, sir. No, sir.
Yeah. So how was the like mock interview? Was it good or were you getting nervous or were you feeling tensed?
No, not tense, not nervous, because the thing is that I'm trying for giving interview. I'm not I have given means 3 4 interview over there. The things are good, but I'm not getting any call from the company side. So the intention for this mock interview, where I am lacking, if you tell me where I am lacking, if my resume is not up to the mark, or if I am lacking somewhere is manual automation anywhere, so you can tell me, because I need to upgrade myself and uh, get hired in good company actually.
Right. Okay, no problem. See, first of all, you can change the format of your resume to PDF one. Okay,
Okay.
because this is currently in the Word format, so you can put in the into the PDF format. PDF format is easily accessible at various, for various people, they can easily access it, so they'll prefer PDF format. Next is you are aware about automation, right? Selenium and all those things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So in your roles and responsibilities in your CV, you have not mentioned Selenium or automation testing. In the above part, technical skills you have mentioned, like Selenium WebDriver, Cucumber, you have mentioned over there. But try to put automation testing in your project also, because you are doing automation testing in your project. Currently, in your project, it looks like you are not doing automation testing in that, you are just doing manual testing.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
So add, like, automation is also a part of your project. So you can add over there in roles and
Okay.
responsibilities of your project. Okay. Now see, you have written involved in database testing, responsible for functional testing, black box testing techniques, defect reporting. So this is all a part of testing, right? If you add automation also over here, like involved in creating automation framework or adding more tests to the automation framework, so it will
Okay.
give more insight to the resume.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, rest all looks good in the CV.
And one more thing, sir, just want to know, in which area I need to concentrate more, because when I giving the interview,
Mhm.
the thing is I'm going with the manual questions as well, automation questions as well.
Mhm.
So they are saying ki you need to learn Cucumber as well, just go with the GitHub as well, just go with this SQL queries as well. The thing is that my experience is 1.5, I'm learning more things,
Mhm.
but altogether, if come down, if they ask certain depth questions, so I'm not able to give the answer.
Mhm.
And the things is happening like this. So can you give me the clear idea ki what industry want? They want all things in one manner. They want means common things.
Mhm. Right. See, what you
uh,
can do with this kind of scenario, many people are expecting so many things. You are having 1.5 years of experience. So, as per 1.5 years of experience, you should know Selenium automation. You should know one of the things like Git or Bitbucket. Both are not compulsory. And in most of the companies, they are using Git only.
yes.
Yeah, I think there was some network glitch. Okay. So whenever this kind of things are happening, like if they are asking multiple things to you in an interview, so based on your experience, 1.5 years of experience should know Selenium automation. Okay. And you can have an idea about one of the tool, either Git or Bitbucket. And in most of the organizations, they are using Git for managing their
Mhm.
automated test. So you can tell that I am aware about Git. If you are having Bitbucket, so I can work on that. So it won't be a difficult thing for me. But I am well aware about the Git extension, like whichever the commands are there, Git fetch, Git compile. So these things are I am aware. Now next, if they tell you that do you know Cucumber? So you can tell them, see, I know Selenium with automation. So Cucumber is not, big cup of, like, It's not hard for me. I can, if your automation frameworks are created using Selenium, this Cucumber, so I can learn that as well. It's not difficult. So then they'll tell like, how can we be sure that you will be able to, you know, adjust yourself in that opportunity, in that job opportunity. So you can give an example, like you have done engineering, right?
MCA.
MCA. Okay. So in MCA, you might be having 3 years. So 6 months, one semester is there. So
Yes.
in every semester, I used to get new subjects, new 6 to 8 subjects. So I was able to clear MCA properly. I was able to learn those all the subjects, 6 to 8 subjects in 6 months itself, and I used to get a good score. So it won't be difficult for me. I'm a person with a positive attitude. Okay, so these things you
Okay.
can answer in this manner,
Okay.
right?
Uh, One more question, actually,
Yes,
sir. Sorry.
no
Mm.
problem.
Um, yes, sir. Actually, I am having 1.5 years. So it is true that we while giving the interview, we need to say I'm itself building the this automation framework, or I'm getting a certain framework by the senior. I'm modifying that.
Mhm,
So what should I need to tell that
mhm.
want to know?
Okay,
Because from scratch I'm building the framework, or yeah.
right. So over here, you can modify the answer in, some manner. Generally, what happens, people with an experience of 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, they are building the automation framework. And people with less experience, what they'll do is they'll just add the test cases into the automation framework. So in
Correct.
your case, you can tell like earlier the senior had created, okay, and then I started reusing that automation framework and I started building test in that. If you
Okay.
are comfortable with this answer, but if you are telling like it's a small scale company, the director itself is telling you. So what the mindset of the interviewer will be like, okay, so she might not be having the experience of working with already existing automation framework. Okay. So
Correct. Correct.
then
Yes.
then it might, so as such, it is a very good thing if you are creating automation framework from scratch, right? But it depends on the mindset of the interviewer also, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they'll then feel okay, but our company, let's say, like if some good companies there, Cognizant or Capgemini, or where automation framework are already created, you just have to add the test. So they'll feel like
Okay.
whether you will be able to adjust into that environment. So you can also add that line that if the automation framework is already there in your company, I can start adding test into the automation framework. I am comfortable with that as well. Okay.
Okay.
So in this
Okay.
way, the question now will come to the framework side. Earlier, the question was, are you creating the automation framework? Now, if you will end the answer with the framework, so then they'll ask, what is page object model frame? This, what is data driven framework? What is keyword driven? What is the difference? So this is how you can drive the interview in your uh, direction where you are comfortable.
Okay. 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 Sir, last question, actually.
Yes, yes.
Sorry. uh, but just tell me where I need to improve, as you already taken my mock interview. So
Right.
just tell me where I need to improve, and how I get the calls, and yes, that the thing. Yes.
So you just have to, see whatever the experience you have, the answers you gave were right. One answer was array list and linked list. Okay, if you see the difference of array list and linked list, so what is the difference between the two? Whose performance is better? Whether array list is synchronized or whether linked list is synchronized. So those all things you can read. Now I have put that question as a, for the viewers of this video, but if you see, so if you should learn all those things, array list, linked list is there. Then about this test scenarios, when I asked you about test scenarios of e-commerce website, so you just gave me the test scenarios for login page, but e-commerce website is a very big application. You'll have products, you'll have cart into them, you'll get payment options, you'll get all number of features. So you have to give the test scenarios on a very high level for all the pages, at least all the tabs that are available within that. Okay. So try to cover the application from beginning to the end. Okay. Then
Okay.
from automation perspective, from test ng side, some miscellaneous questions are there, like invocation count is there, how to repeat the test case. Then you can learn about those test ng miscellaneous concepts. Basic concepts are clear for test ng from your side. Now you can try about this corner case scenarios. Like these scenarios might come in an interview. It depends on the interviewer. They might ask you. So you have to learn these things. Next is about the framework you can learn, like page object model you are well aware about. Then what happens in a keyword driven framework? What happens in a data driven framework? Okay. Then in the resume you have mentioned database testing, so you can tell how to automate this database testing using Selenium. You can add those things. So once you will learn all these things, so you'll be able to answer more properly. So you will get now more knowledge also. And then you will not only be able to clear the interview, but you will be able to do better at the job as well. You will be able to excel from the people, from the your colleagues who are already working at your experience level. So this is how you can boost your chances of getting clear at interview as well. Then you can learn about continuous integration, continuous development, CI/CD pipeline. Not
Mhm.
in depth, like how each and everything is working at the backend, but you can just learn what actually has been happening over there. Why the world has started shifting to CI/CD. Okay, so these all things will help you and keep yourself updated with the market. That's it. Like
Okay.
whichever the new
Okay.
tools are coming or whichever the new technologies are coming in the software testing area. So try to get all those knowledge things into your day-to-day life. You can spend half an hour for that daily. You can spend 20 to 25 minutes reading some article that has been newly written, introduced by someone. So you'll get much knowledge about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And anything else, Pallavi?
No, sir. Thank you. Nice to talk to you, sir. You have give me much knowledge about my profile and for my career as well. So definitely, I will implement this.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it
sir.
was nice to have you. It was nice to talk to you as well. Like you were able to give the answer so confidently. Like it was a good experience. Okay. So thank you
Because
for
I
your
need
time.
to hire because I need to hire in a certain company actually. So that the thing I am building confident in myself. I am implementing certain things because I'm just whenever I'm giving the interview, uh, the interviewer is saying you need to explore in SQL. So I'm start working on SQL as well.
Mhm.
So the second time if I'm giving the interview, they are saying you need to implement in Cucumber. So I'm starting implementing on Cucumber. The things is that I'm implementing in certain areas and I'm not getting selected anywhere. So that the things I want to give mock interview with you,
Mhm.
and it's very nice to talk with you, and you have explained such a good way कि you need to implement in this area. Definitely I will improve and I will definitely get hired, and definitely I will tell you okay I'm hired in this company.
Right, right, definitely. So if you are, if you can also go in this direction, like 2 hours you can give to SQL, 2 hours you can give to Cucumber, 2 hours you can
Okay.
give to, I would say, some basic concepts of testing or Java. So that way also you can give. If you are already working, then it might be difficult for you to prepare. Then you just have to
Yes.
work on, you just have to learn on Saturdays and Sundays, right?
Yes.
But daily learn something new. Even if you learn 30 minutes every day, so at the end of the month, it is 900 minutes of learning that you get new, right? So think from that aspect.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Pallavi. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah.